Good afternoon, this is Jacob Folger, artist and sculptor, and today we're going to make a little man that can sit on like a windowsill or a ledge or some kind of any kind of ledge, really. And so I'm going to sculpt it on this board, and I'm going to use a 2x4 board that is about 2 inches wide or deep or thick, depending on how you want to look at it. It has a ledge that is at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to use self-hardening clay. We're going to use either Marblex or Mexican clay because it dries when it cures or dries. It dries very hard. Now, and then you can paint it also. And also, Marblex and Mexican clay is not waterproof. It's not waterproof, so don't put this outdoors. And then also we'll need a knife, a sharp knife possibly, and a wood sculpting tool. And you can get these in a package of different sizes and shapes at an art supply or craft store. You can also get the clay there, and I'll give a source guide for that on the video. One thing real quick about the clay is when you first open the box, before you buy it, make sure it's soft and pliable like this. If it's not soft and pliable like this, then we'll be having problems, okay? So, and then we need a couple paintbrushes and various hard and soft, different, maybe a little bit hard and a little bit soft. A cup of water is a good idea, or a bowl of water. And a mister sometimes can come in handy, and that will spray a mist of water. And then we'll go ahead and get started. But before we do, from now on, I decided that every time I start a sculpture, I'm going to look at the clay before I start sculpting it, and see if it's got something in it that looks like something. Okay? So I'm looking at this clay and see if I can find something that looks like something. I think there's got to be something here. If you don't see it, you'll be wondering. Aha! It's a tough one. It's not great, but there is most definitely an owl face right here. Here's his eyebrow right here. His eyes right here, and his beak right there. It's not the best one. When we had a lion one time, it was really great. The lion was really obvious. This one is not so obvious, but oh, the duck is obvious. This is his head, and this is his bill. This is a good practice. Michelangelo once said, I think something, I can't quote him exactly, but he said, sculpting is about taking away what is not supposed to be there. I don't think that's an exact quote, but something like that. And that's basically what it is for artists. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we always start a figure of clay with the legs. This is the way I teach it, and this is the way we'll try it, okay? So we're going to roll a ball in between our hands like this, and then to and fro like this, and we're rolling basically a noodle of clay. See? Like that. I'm going to make it a little bit skinnier, a little bit thinner, I should say. Okay? So that's like that. We fold it in half. I'm going to add a little, I'm going to roll it again, because if that happens where one leg is skinnier than the other, then we want to roll it again. Just apply gentle pressure, and that's a little bit better. So we'll fold that in half, and then we'll just see him on the wood there. Okay, sometimes you can wet the wood to help it stick better, but I don't want it to stick too well, because that might create problems when we go to remove it. And something this small, oh, We have puppies upstairs, and sometimes they bark. And the mom will be coming home soon, and they'll probably bark a lot, so I hope that won't disturb you. But they're really nice dogs, but they're kind of noisy. But they are okay, okay? So we've got the legs on there, and then we can decide what position we want to put the legs, but we'll do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and build the body up. Next part is the trunk of the body, the part where the stomach and chest would be. And just roll a ball. You can do it between your fingers, and then make it oblong shaped. Flatten it slightly and stick it up on top here. And you can blend it in with your thumbs and forefingers. Okay. And then we're going to make the arms. Another bit of clay there. I'll just move this back out of the way so you can see how I roll this. Roll it between your palms in a circular motion that will make a ball, approximately a ball. And then roll it between your hands like this. And okay. That will give the arms. And the arms will be almost as long as the legs, but that's okay because we can snip them off a little bit later if we want to. Mostly we're making a little humanoid elf-like figure here, okay? And then we'll make a head, somewhat proportionate to the body, hopefully. And don't worry about it being rough because we'll smooth it all out here in a little bit. So we roll it between our fingers and get a little ball. Then we roll it this way to create kind of an oval shaped. And then we just put it on top here. If the clay is really soft, you shouldn't have to do much preparation to make it stick. If the clay is harder, you can score both sides, the part it's going to and the other part, wet both sides and then stick it on. It should work better for you. Okay, so we got almost like this little human shaped here. Now we're going to decide on how we're going to do his body. Now you can do his legs like that. You could cross them like that. You could put one leg up like that and have one leg hang down like that. So whatever you like, you know, just go ahead and do it. I'm going to do mine like this one, like this here. And then I'm going to pull up one foot like that so it's sticking out a little bit. And I think I'll maybe position it like that. And then I'll pull up this foot here a little bit so it's outwards. Okay. And then I think actually I'm going to have him lean forward a little bit and bend his arm like this. And rest his head on it, like that. This is art, folks. And there's no rules necessarily. And then maybe so there you go. Okay. And then so we've got a little kind of a thinker position going on here, but it's not the traditional thinker by Rodin. It's a thinker by Jacob. So, and your thinker will be your thinker. I don't recommend copying other people's art. It's not necessary, and you can actually make some really cool things with a little bit of creativity. So now what we need to do is start working on this to finish the piece. So what we'll do here is give it a little mist of water. I'm going to do that. You don't have to do yours with water, but it might, if it's drying out on you, it's a small figure. Small figures, the clay might dry in the warm, dry air of your household. Okay. The next thing we want to do, I'm going to just start going here and blending the clay, smoothing it with my thumb, and I'm going to take this band-aid off. It's nothing there really much to speak of. It's just a somebody put a coffee cup at my art studio. Somebody put a coffee cup on the counter and and failed to let people know that it had a big crack and was jagged, awful point was sticking out, and it skewered my thumb. But that was about 3 days ago. I just left it on there. I guess I got lazy about taking it off or something. Okay, so now we've got the back here is starting to get smoothed out, and I'm just smoothing it. It got a little bit damp. I'm using my finger. If you notice, so far we have not used the tool that much. We've not had to use a tool, and sometimes it's just better to use your fingers if you can. And I think for mine, I'm probably not gonna give him a lot of definition and features. I think I'm just going to leave him somewhat like he is, but I'm gonna just smooth him out. And I'm using this tool to do that a little bit. And make him just more like a mannequin. If you have his leg naturally would not hang straight down, but would hang slightly that way at an angle, and then the foot would hang in the other direction. It looks more realistic that way. Okay. And you can just take your tool and your fingers and you can go around and just get it looking pretty good. Okay. When this dries, we'll do a finish on it so it can look pretty cool. And then you can stick it up on your counter. I'm also going to recommend that you get some museum putty. And what that is it's a putty that will keep it seated wherever it's sitting. Whether it's on top of your computer. Oh boy, that's a good idea. That's a good idea on your computer. Won't that be really cool? Oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm going to put mine on my computer. Where are you going to put yours? That would be so much fun. Okay, so now yeah, and the museum putty, you can find it online. It's pretty easy to find. I'll give a source for it online. We can get it. But if you can't find it at that source, just look around, do a Google search on museum putty and find yourself some of that, and that way you also could do a loop of tape, by the way. I think the museum putty would be better, but the tape would most definitely work, especially if it was like duct tape or something like that. Just put a little small loop of tape under his butt and stick him wherever you're going to stick him. That way it won't fall off, because if he does fall, more than likely it'll break. Unless he falls on like a bed or something like that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so after you get him to the position you want, I'm going to put a little, you know what, here, a little crack for his, you know, a little, kind of, that's a little bit of whimsy there. Make it look like he's got his butt. There we go. And now, I'm going to take my brush, my paintbrush, and I'm just going to smooth him out. And you know, I used to when I did my classes, I wasn't keeping things that I had made during the classes, during the video classes, because I've got a video between me and the object, between me and the subject, or whatever you want to call it. And I wasn't keeping them, but the last piece I did was a wizard, and it turned out really good, and I was like, dang, I'm going to keep this one. I just couldn't keep the energy flowing, but you know what, since I do this so often now, I do these classes so often, video classes, I've gotten used to having the camera there, and it's fine. And I'm making neat, nice pieces. And probably when I take this off here, when we get to a certain point, I'll probably let you guys go off on your own and go ahead and just knock it out on your own. I'll take it off and continue to work it and get it to where I want it to be on a professional level. And this is a professional level for you, don't mind you, but you know, I'm not gonna be able to finish a piece while it's on the video. It's just I'm not gonna get to that point, but I've already gotten you to where you really need to be. I'm just trying to carry it out and finish it up. That scratching noise is one of the puppies scratching up there. Okay, so that's it basically. So now we'll come back in a little while and we'll put a finish on this guy. Just take him off the board when he starts to stiffen up, and then just carefully go around and blend him and carve him a little bit and get him where you want him to be. And then we'll paint him and put a finish on him. It'll be really nice. And then you can put him on top of your computer or your piano or whatever, and you can make a bunch of them. Can you imagine having a whole bunch of these in all different positions? It would be fun. We'll probably do a couple more in this series. Alright, this is Jacob Folger, sculptor and artist. I share what I do on video. Have a great day.